Hello, this is Jana. Welcome to my kitchen. And today we are making something you can make for the kids for Easter. It's a little bit different and it's kind of old-fashioned. We're going to make some old-fashioned popcorn balls, but with a twist. And so in my pan, I've got 1 cup of sugar. And to that, I'm going to add 1 box of orange gelatin. You can use any flavor you want. For Easter, it'd be nice to do lime and orange, make them look like carrots, whatever you want. And so this, by the way, at Aldi grocery store, there's no artificial sweeteners and the colors are natural. And so you can look for that if you don't want to do the colored dyes. So there's that 1 package. And then I'm going to tell you, I used my sugar in that cup. I'm going to spray this cup, and then I'm going to put in 1 cup of corn syrup. Hurry up. I got my fire on already. I'm trying to hurry. And so if you spray with your avocado oil, Pam, whatever you want, or butter into your measuring cup, guess what? It comes out a whole lot easier. See? Ooh, I knew my pan was getting warm. See, look it's almost all out of there. It'll just slide on out. There we go. So now all the ingredients are in here. And we're going to bring this to a boil. Get it all stirred together. And as soon as I get this stirred together, I went ahead and popped. You can do air popper, old-fashioned popcorn in, pan with the seeds and some oil. I even cooked it the other night with beef tallow, and you would never know it was anything different. It was delicious. So if you're trying to avoid all of the seed oils, beef tallow works perfect. I get my beef tallow on Amazon. You can find it in my Amazon store in the links below to get if you want to try beef tallow. There we go. So this is going to take a minute to come to a boil. I'm going to turn up my fire just a little bit. And I went ahead and I popped 9 cups. And what I did was after I popped it, I had 2 bowls and I went through and separated it so that there's no seeds. You really don't want seeds in here. There's never a perfect way to get them all out. So we'll be back when this comes to a boil. Okay, we have a full boil here. So I'm turning off my heat. Isn't that pretty? Here, I'm going to ask you for, I think I've got my pot holder somewhere. Okay, Erin, I'm going to move this over here. And so now we're going to pour this hot mixture. Keep this away from children at this point in time, please. This would really, really burn. Do not splash it on your skin. You will be missing skin. There we go. So now imagine if you did some multicolors like Easter eggs. You don't have to make these huge. And as you can imagine, this popcorn is very, very hot. And so we're gonna put it onto a cookie sheet here and just, oopsie daisy. Yes, it's hot. Don't do what I just did, pick it up with your fingers. I have mama hands, that's what Erin always says. Mama fingers. Kitchen battle ones, that too. Okay, so now If you hear the yelling in the background, we've got storm chasers on. There's storms going across. And so I have a cookie sheet that I put some parchment paper on. I tried rolling up the edges here. And I'm going to put this mixture onto the parchment paper because it's too hot to touch, and it's got to cool not too long. If you let it cool too long, it'll just be like caramel corn kind of. I've got a little bit more popcorn over here. I might add a little bit. There's just a little extra down there. Sorry about this. Get it out of the way here. So if you pop a little bit more than 9 cups, just in case, you know, it's kind of hard to measure these big kernels. And so we're going to let this cool a little bit, and then we're going to butter our hands, and we'll be back to make some popcorn balls, old-fashioned with a twist. Okay, we are back. And so now you can determine the size that you want to make your popcorn balls. And so I put some butter on my gloves, and that's about the right size for children. They can always have another if it's not enough for them, but this is good for the smaller children. Try and make them even. But this is such an old-fashioned and fast treat, and you can choose to wrap them in plastic wrap, or you can put them in a Ziploc bag, wrap them in wax paper if you want something more natural, and just have fun with it. This is just a fun treat. You know, we don't like to give kids, I know my grandgirls don't do really good with sugar. They get kind of hyped up, but not everybody's children do. And so we don't do this all the time, but have fun with your kids and do this for Easter. I'm going to do another recipe that's with marshmallows, and it's the same type of recipe. And so look for that one on my channel, and it'll be real close to this one. So be watching for that one. Well, that 9 cups of popcorn, 1 package of Jello, 1 cup of sugar, 1 cup of corn syrup made 12 popcorn balls. And so very quick time too. So in about less than 10 minutes. So anyway, they're delicious. And this isn't as bright orange. If you buy the regular Jello brand or your store brand Jello, they'll be brighter, but these are naturally colored Jello. And so they're not quite as bright, but in person, they're brighter than they are on the video, I noticed. So anyway, look at my marshmallow popcorn balls recipe too, and see which one you think your family would enjoy the most. Thank you for stopping by Jana's Kitchen.